This week, Patrick's all alone. And that means I keep trying to talk, but there's not that much news. Here we go.
This week in our collective heads, wanna put an old rumor to bed. Stereotype that you've all heard, how we're all just angry video game nerds. Most of us have actual jobs, kids and families and cats and dogs, yeah. This week in our collective heads, this week in our collective heads.
Welcome to This Week in Our Collective Heads. I'm Patrick. I'm solo this week, but I'm still giving you the gaming news because we are dedicated to giving you what's important in the gaming world every single week. There's a lot of news that goes on, and we want to make sure that you get it in a easy to digest form. And this is one of them. One of the things that we do in that is giving you, the backwards compatible games, because Xbox gives backwards compatible games pretty much every week, and no one really talks about it, so we want to talk about it. Persona 4 is one of them. Persona 4 Arena, to be exact, which I honestly didn't play, and I don't know how many other people played it, but I mean, it's cool that it's there. I'm not ecstatic about it because I don't care that much about the series. I've tried to care about the series, but it just has not clicked for me, so apologies to everyone who loves Persona. Just not my jam. Sorry. But another thing that's not my jam, the Cars Mater National. Sorry. I mean, I like Pixar, but I think Cars may be, probably the least favorite of the franchise, least favorite of the franchises in my opinion. I feel like it really doesn't have the longevity that a lot of the other series have, and I'm just really not interested in the game either. Another game I'm not really interested in is Jewel Quest, though. So Jewel Quest, it's the match 3, guys. There's not a lot to this. That's really what I'm getting at here. Out of these games, I feel like it may be early on, but I feel like Candy Crush does a better job of it. Maybe just me having been quasi-addicted to Candy Crush for a little while. We've also got Tecmo Bowl. It's the Tecmo Bowl Throwback Edition. So this is the throwback to the old school Tecmo Bowl retro game, which I think is pretty cool that they did that. I mean, I don't know, it's a little bit before me. I didn't play a lot of Tecmo Bowl, but I think it's a pretty cool game to have on here as a backwards compatible game. So out of those, I guess Tecmo Bowl would be my pick if you wanted to play a game out of those. I don't know, it's not a great list this week, but could be worse, right? Could be worse. So on to the regular gaming news, the rest of the gaming news. Rainbow Six Siege is going to be free starting November 20th. This is one of those cases of good things come to those who wait. Go play it, because I enjoyed it. I waited and ended up playing a demo weekend. This is another, this is basically giving the game out for free. And so this is the Operation White Noise technical test. This is a free weekend, November 16th through 19th. I thought it was the 20th. Hold on one second. The notes here don't make sense. Hold on. There it is. I apologize. Retract that statement. So, Rainbow Six Siege was free this weekend that I'm speaking right now. Previous weekend, if you're watching this on YouTube and everything, Operation White Noise, which is the DLC, that test server hits November 20th. So I apologize. I retract my statement immediately and clarify my notes, because my notes were wrong, and that's my fault. Again, it's a game that I liked when I played what I played of it. I liked what I played of it, and I'm glad that I got to play it on a demo weekend like the previous one, because that's how a lot of these games, in my opinion, need to function. It allows players to jump in and play a game they may or may not have purchased before, and then you may love it or you may hate it. Speaking of that, Battlefront. So Star Wars Battlefront is getting a lot of heat this week. We talked about the microtransactions a little bit last week and how harsh they were. So they did the math to see exactly how long it takes to get if you want to unlock the entire game, and how much money would it take if you bought it all in microtransactions. And the result was pretty staggering. So the estimates are it would take $2,100 US to unlock everything, or 40,000 hours of gameplay. Yeah, that is insane. That is completely insane. 40,000 hours, people. That's 1,000 weeks. That's 20 years to play. So EA rolled back microtransactions and rolled back a lot of other things in response to this. Basically, they had a Reddit post that said, we value the unlocks in the game should be valuable, and we should reward players justly to that, but not this level of scamming. So added to that, one of the EA, hold on, I'm gonna bring up. I had the note. Boop, 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 boop. So there was an alleged death threat of an EA employee, which circled around the internet and apparently is more than likely fake. So we have another Anita Sarkeesian moment here, where someone wants to be a martyr when they probably feel bad about what they did, and or just want attention, and that's pretty sad. So I'm glad EA is walking back a lot of these practices. The news hit NPR, the news hit BBC, it was on CNN. It was so much that Disney was being contacted for their statements on it. Well, so they didn't contact DICE, they didn't contact EA, they went straight up to Disney. And I think that's why EA really quickly made changes, because they don't want to lose this contract. They do not want to get out of business with Lucasfilm. They want everything Star Wars to be EA. And this could have destroyed it, and it still may have destroyed it. I mean, this is pretty big. It's a game that I really want to play, and I really want to have, but I can't support that kind of practice. So until they streamline everything and make it where it's a reasonable unlock system, I'm not going to do it. If it's a free game, sure, throw all the microtransactions you want. But this isn't even pay to win. IGN put down $100 on the market for the loot boxes. $100 gets you 60 boxes. They got 3 rares, and they weren't really overpowered at all. So you can throw $100 at the game, and you're still not any better off than playing for about a week. So that's kind of sad about it. The metrics, the scaling's completely wrong, and I think they wanted to make sure it wasn't pay to win, but now it's not pay to really do anything. It's just pay to waste money. So I'm glad they're pulling back some of these practices, because this is becoming a huge problem in the industry. Speaking of problems in the industry, Gamestop, we talked about the rental program last week. GameStop's rental program was going to be a Power Plus, I can't remember what it was called, some Power Plus gamer thing. $60 would get you 6 months of unlimited rentals of used games, 1 game per out at a time. And then at the end, you got to keep a game. So GameStop really quickly walked that back, or I should say really quickly. They walked it back right after or right before it was supposed to actually launch. And talking to a few people, like my buddy Frank, who's a loyal listener, loyal watcher on YouTube, he believed that the reason that they walked it back so quickly was the used game sales that they get out of holiday. It's huge. The sales are big for used games. It gets people in the door, it gets them to buy other things, which is really important for GameStop. And I think that's a completely it's great insight. It's a really great insight in that, and I think he's probably completely right in this. I figured it wouldn't be a good practice anyways, but I think it was poor timing and involved in this. They do usually do a buy 2 or buy 1 get 1 free used games. And doing that, taking that off the table in Christmas when GameStop's not doing that great, would be really rough. I mean, they're trying to do tons of programs to get people to buy more product. They're doing ridiculous sales to get not only to get product off the shelf, but also product that is basically new, but they they have too much of it, or they're just trying to get people into the door. They're I wouldn't say desperate, but they're getting there. And I think this was a not a very good idea, not very well executed, not very well timed. So they're going to walk it back. We'll see when they decide to unpause it. Not sure exactly when that's going to be, but we'll see. We'll see when they decide to unpause that at least. We got some news in a game that I really want to play because I've absolutely loved the series since I was little, and that is Wolfenstein. So they announced the DLC for Wolfenstein, for the new Colossus, and we're gonna fight Stalin. So that's pretty awesome. I kind of don't know how to feel about having Stalin and Hitler both alive in this, but at the same time, I think that's great. I think it works with the context of everything that's going on in the game, and I'm pretty excited about that. That's all that we have this week for the gaming news. Let me know in the comments what some of your favorites are from this, what you think about the whole EA thing, if you think that everyone's off base with the complaints, and if you think that 40,000 hours is a reasonable amount of time to put into a game to unlock the entire thing. See you later.